okay, everybody, I just want to say this right fucking now. Erica Kirk cannot, I do not give a fuck if anybody supports her for vice president. I'm going to throw hands.
Yeah.
Well, what direction are you going in there? What do you mean?
The fact that she's an evangelical.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
She's a fucking evangelical. I'm like, no. No. We already had one evangelical this decade. We can fucking not.
Yep.
Or last decade, I should say. Like, we can
Are you talking
fucking not.
Talking about Bush Jr.?
Yep.
I'm talking about fucking Mike Pence.
Oh, yeah. All right, Vice President. Yeah. How did that end?
Exactly.
It ended with him stabbing Trump in the back.
Yep.
No, I don't give a solitary fuck. We do not allow cultists in office. Period. End of fucking story. I won't vote for a fucking Mormon. If the Republicans ran a Mormon, I would literally just be like, well, I guess I'm just prepping to fight the nation at this point in time, because fuck that.
You would be in very.
Speaking of Mormon presidents, I actually because of my radfem friend Lucy Chandler,
Yes.
she's writing a short story about a Republican president that basically goes off the rails and shit like that. And at first she was going to make him like a hyper evangelical, and I'm like, no. That's too cliche. Make him a closet Mormon. It fits even better because they're. And then I explained the whole Mormon thing to her, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm going to do that."
Hey, well, you know what I've been trying to work on? I think I'm starting to get it finally ironed out. I'm still doing the world building, but I think I'm getting there.
Well, when you put something together, you're comfortable sharing it, I would be very interested in reading that.
Yeah,
well, let's just say that the story takes place in an alternate 2010s, 2020, about a few decades after the German Empire collapsed. Yeah, the German Empire won the First World War in my story.
Makes sense to me.
So it's Kaiserreich.
It's inspired by Kaiserreich. And in my story, and in the background of the story, the German Empire collapses in a similar manner to what happened with Russia and the Soviet Union in the late 80s to early 90s. So basically, Germany proper and her colonies, they pretty much all go to shit.
No, I need to get back to writing my book. I'm starting to realize that I need to start taking the time to write again, because I am definitely I need something to keep me distracted from all the fucking bullshit that I'm dealing with.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention that in the story, the Communist International, they exist, and they're a big fucking threat. And to give Warhound a little bit of and to satisfy Warhound's British hate boner, yeah, the Union of Britain is a pretty big part of the Communist International.
Yeah, so it's literally Kaiserreich. Okay, yeah, no, I like that. I like that. What you should have in the story is the U.S. goes to save Germany and then establish the Democratic Republic of Germany, and yeah, I would love to see that. No,
I was kind of wanting to. Well, I was kind of wanting to do something analogous to Red Dawn, because I've been wanting to do a story where it's Americans having to fight to protect their homeland.
Oh, so at that point in time, what you do is because if you have the Union of Britain, you have a communist state on the northern border of the U.S. You have a communist state because remember in Kaiserreich, both Canada
You're
and
just talking about Canada already.
yeah, seriously.
Well, that's not really. Well, that's not really the case because the royal family and the non-communist British fled and set up shop in Canada.
That's right. I forgot about that. Oh my God, that's right.
So Canada is
Canada's the last holdout.
Yeah, Canada is an allied country.
Yeah. It's Australia that went communist, not Canada. That's right. In Kaiserreich, that's right. It's Australia that went communist because New Zealand stayed loyal to the crown. Australia went communist, and then the nationalists win in China. That's right. And then the Empire of Japan is technically still a thing.
Yeah. And also, the Republic of China is an American ally, and so is Japan. After we had to break their nuts in the Pacific War.
Yeah, dude, I love Kaiserreich so fucking much.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a great setting. Like playing Kaiserreich in Hoi 4 is a treat every time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, in regards to my book, I definitely am leaning towards doing. Like, again, it's going to be a very Tom Clancy-esque book in the beginning, and then it's going to shift into like deep dark magic shit, and then it's going to go like, what the fuck? What the fuck did we just? What was that pivot, Mike? What was that fucking pivot? And it's like, demons. That's the pivot.
Well, I do have something I want to ask you guys and get your opinion on.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me.
Republic
of Texas, should it still exist or no Republic of Texas?
No. In Kaiserreich, it doesn't exist, so I wouldn't do it.
Well.
Oh, really? I would think if something happened to America, Texas would say, fuck off.
No, the USA. So in the Kaiserreich timeline, if you're inspired by the Kaiserreich timeline, Texas becomes basically effectively a march. It becomes incredibly militarized against Mexico because Mexico falls to the communists, and that's what, like, Texas basically becomes America's military base in Kaiserreich. And then
so they'd still end up with the same type of military that if they told everybody to go fuck off.
Okay, well, I do need to ask you something.
Just be national. It would be the state guard.
I do need to ask you guys something. Now, assuming that the United States enforces this Monroe Doctrine after the Second Weltkrieg or World War II or whatever.
Sorry to interrupt.
Would communist
people? Speeches started.
All right, share the screen.
Click the link. I posted. Unfortunately, screen sharing is kind of difficult. But we can all watch from that link.
Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people.
William, we're
came
hearing
from
it off
prisons
your
and
mic, by the way.
jails, mental institutions,
Sorry, I'll mute
and
my end.
insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels with law enforcement, and words such as that just absolutely forbidden. We had the worst trade deals ever made, and our country was laughed at from all over the world. But they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11 months, we have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history. There's never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote and all 7 swing states and everything else, with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last
MTG
4
can go
years,
fuck herself.
the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for
What's her
insiders,
malfunction?
illegal aliens, career criminals,
She's
corporate
just- she's
lobbyists,
just a
prisoners,
fucking,
terrorists, and above
she's
all,
an
foreign
petulant
nations,
child.
which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with
When
illegal
Fetterman
aliens.
is like, makes a
They
lot of sense.
decimated your hard-earned
Yes,
savings.
that's how you
They
know you fucking lost the
indoctrinated
plot.
your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights
they
for
got
the
Fetterman
law-abiding,
on,
hardworking people
on
of
the
our
ticker
country,
at the bottom.
the ones who make this
Yep.
nation run,
Oh, that's
who
hilarious.
make this nation work. And
Yeah,
after
there's
just
Kelly.
1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could
You know
have
he's
imagined.
now been recalled for
Starting
active
on day
service.
1, I took
so they
immediate
I saw
action
that
to stop
earlier.
the invasion of our southern
he's
border.
been court-martialed.
For the past 7 months, 0 illegal
I
aliens
actually
have
did a
been
little
allowed
happy dance
into
when I saw that.
our country, a feat which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border
Hegseth
in the
doesn't
history
want-
of our
doesn't-
country. In other words,
Yeah.
in a few
Worst.
short months, we went from worst to
The
best.
reason
We're
reason
deporting
Hegseth
criminals,
wasn't
restoring
answering
safety
some of
to our most dangerous cities.
Kelly's questions
Just
and
take a
some of
look
the other
at
people's
Washington,
questions
D.C.
when he
it's
was
at levels of
getting grilled on the
safety
Hill
that we've never
is
seen
because
before.
they were asking him stuff
And
they knew he
decimated
couldn't
the
answer in an
bloodthirsty
open
foreign
setting.
drug cartels.
Yep.
We did that all by
They
ourselves
intentionally
with
did it.
our people, and we're so
He said,
proud
"I'd
of
be
it because
happy
they
to
were
answer that, but it
poisoning
must
and
be closed, must be
destroying
behind
our
closed doors.
population.
That is information
Drugs
that
brought
cannot
in
be
by
spoken
ocean
in
and
this
by
setting."
sea are now down.
I think he said that like 30 times.
94%. We have
I mean, maybe I'm
broken the
exaggerating
grip
a little
of
bit, but it
sinister
sure
woke
as- sure
radicals
as shit
in our
felt like
schools,
it.
and control over those schools
I swear
is
it seems
back
like those
now in the
motherfuckers
hands
don't know
of our
what
great and
operational
loving states
security
where
is.
education belongs.
The
After
ones,
rebuilding the United States
most of them
military in
don't,
my
and the
first
ones
term,
that do know what it
and with the
is,
addition we are
don't care.
adding right now,
Nope.
we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead. Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars,
Yeah, they
driving up
did.
prices and everything at levels never seen before.
People,
I am
people are
bringing
like,
those
"Oh,
high
the
prices
spending, the
down
spending."
and
It's like,
bringing
yeah,
them
and
down very
Where was your
fast.
complaints when Biden
Let's
was doing
look
it?
at the facts. Under the
Yeah.
Biden administration, car prices rose 22%, and in many states, 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%. Airfares rose 31%. Now, under our leadership, they are all coming down and coming down fast. Democrat politicians also sent the cost of groceries soaring, but we are solving that too. The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's not done yet, but boy, are we making progress. Nobody can believe what's going on. Here are just some of the efforts that we have underway. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back clean, beautiful coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that. The wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history, and 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector.
Well, we can
Think
hear
of that.
you. You have me on your mic.
100% of all jobs
Sorry
have
about
been
that.
in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. This historic trend will continue. Already, I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen, AI, automobiles. We're doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world, and that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military, and last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interest to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward, and I used the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called Most Favored Nation, and no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented
Oh, there
price
was one.
reductions will
His
be
name was
available
Coolidge.
starting in January through a new website, TrumpRx.gov. And these big price cuts will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower cost. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost. And you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are demanding those increases, and it's their fault. It is not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price. The only losers will be insurance companies that have gotten rich, and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies. They will not be happy, but that's okay with me because you, the people, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds, as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that, $5,000 to $10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a national energy emergency. Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon. And within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody, or certainly not very soon. Prices on electricity and everything else will fall dramatically. The Democrat inflation disaster, again, the worst in the history of our country, also robbed millions of Americans of home ownership and indeed the American dream. The yearly cost of a typical new mortgage increased by $15,000 under Democrat rule. In 11 months, we've already gotten that annual cost down by $3,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see. The numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot, and mortgage payments will be coming down even further. Early the new year, and you will see this, in the new year I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion. We have never been invaded. This is the worst thing that, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border. The last administration and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing while your rent and housing costs skyrocketed. Over 60% of growth in the rental market came from foreign migrants. At the same time, illegal aliens stole American jobs and flooded emergency rooms, getting free health care and education paid for by you, the American taxpayer. They also increased the cost of law enforcement by numbers so high that they are not even to be mentioned.
Yes, it's true.
For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration as migrants go back home, leaving more housing and more jobs for Americans.
The emergency room comment.
In the year before my election,
yeah, I understood the emergency room comment, but what
was going to
what did he say about
migrants. Since I took office,
like
100% of all
because,
net
remember,
job
emergency
creation
rooms, if you don't
has
have
gone
insurance,
to
emergency rooms are required to treat you anyways,
citizens,
and they get reimbursed by the federal government.
In the end, government either serves the productive, patriotic, hardworking American citizen, or it serves those who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States of America. And we're going to put an end to it. For so long as before my election, the vast majority of good and decent Americans were forced to watch as corrupt politicians plundered the halls of power, exploited our taxpayers, and pillaged every system that makes civilized society function. But not anymore, and you see that every day, not anymore. We're putting America first, and we are making America great again. Very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected. And our country is back, stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got. But most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all.
There was a shorter speech than I had anticipated it to be.
He didn't say shit about Venezuela.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Okay, yeah, no, that was definitely a lot shorter than I was expecting. Just some updates real quick. Republican healthcare plan that allows people to buy insurance in groups has passed the House without the ACA subsidies extension.
Really?
The only Republican that voted against it. Guess who?
Who?
Massey.
Massey.
Yeah.
And also the Venezuela War Powers Resolution has failed.
That's
Interesting.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're fucking goes.
You cut out there for a second. What'd you say?
We're bombing narcos.
Oh, we're bombing the
Wait. Hold up. You said the Venezuelan war resolution fell through.
So
the
the
war power revolution.
yeah, the one that was trying to
no,
tell Trump to stop.
Yeah, it was the resolution that was asserting congressional authority over it. Which, if you don't know, they don't have any authority over what Trump's doing anyways, because it's maritime law. And maritime law dictates that every single one of these boats that they have bombed so far, they're pirates.
Yeah. The only kind of pirates I tolerate are the tech pirates.
I don't even tolerate them, but anyways.
Yes.
But no,
Hey,
the simple fact is
if buying
those two
isn't
things-
owning, then piracy's not stealing.
I know what I'm hoping for over the next day or two is I remember both times we went into Iraq and into Afghanistan where we had
real quick. The three Republicans that voted in favor of the war power resolution, guess who?
Massey was one of them.
Massey, Green,
Paul,
He's not.
Bacon.
He's a senator. Yeah,
Bacon.
Don Bacon, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that guy.
You know, with the way Don Bacon was treating my ancestors, he can get fucked with a barbed wire rat dick.
Yeah. Oh, so there was also another thing passed by the House today. They passed a bill called the Protect Children's Innocence Act, which made it a
Yep,
felony
yep.
to perform SRS on children, and also to ban puberty blockers and hormone therapy from minors as well.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna regret asking this, but who voted against that bill?
I'm currently looking into that. There were 4 Republican no's. Let me see if I can find out. who it
Alrighty
was.
And I'm going to put my personal feelings aside on that particular subject for adults that at least have a chance of understanding what that does to their body.
Yeah.
Doing that to minors is
Yeah,
a
unconscionable.
form of genocide.
Yes, it is heinous.
It's flat out a form of genocide.
All right, so the
Yeah.
four no votes from the Republicans were Gabe Evans from Colorado's 8th district, Michael Lawler, New York 17, Brian Fitzpatrick, PA 1, and Mike Kennedy, Utah's 3rd. The only one of those who I know who that is Brian Fitzpatrick.
Honestly, I don't recognize any of the names, but the places they're from doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But yes, I understand that my comment on that, on the SRS drugs, is can be a little inflammatory, but there is a difference between an adult choosing to do that to themselves and a minor not having the remotest understanding of what that will do to their bodies.
Yep. And it's also
If I may,
go for it.
I don't give a damn shit or fuck what informed adults do to themselves. But when it comes to children that are unable to give informed consent, yeah, we're gonna have problems.
Yeah, I think that tends to be the reasonable take. Is adults can do what they want, but leave the children alone. And if you don't leave the children alone, get in the fucking wood chipper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm starting to think that the wood chipper is too humane for them.
Yeah, they have to go in feet first.
Well, the NOCOs
Still.
have got a pretty good idea. You got a 10-foot deep pit with a bunch of starving wild dogs.
That's true.
Or you've got the anti-aircraft
Yeah, so shoot them
40
with
millimeter.
just shoot them with the AA gun. Problem solved. Now the question is, how many of those bills do you think will pass in the Senate?
Sadly, none of them.
Yeah, probably. Which is very unfortunate.
I'd like to know what the fuck's the matter with the Senate.
The filibuster.
Why in the hell?
Oh no, I like the filibuster. I don't like that it gets excuse me. I like filibuster. It serves a very important purpose.
Yes.
Is to shut down really stupid things.
I would agree
way
with
it
you
is-
if the Democrats weren't going to immediately abolish it the next time they take power. Which they're going to do if they come to power again.
Well, here's the thing. You can do an end run around that. You can put up a single part bill that says we cannot get rid of the filibuster. If the Dems don't pass that, the Republicans and conservatives and whoever says yes to that can go, well, that just proves they're going to nuke the filibuster as soon as they're in power, so we might as well do it before they do.
Yeah. Well, a bill can easily be repealed by 51 votes. What you'd have to do is you'd have to go to them and say, okay, either we're going to pass an amendment to the Constitution that enshrines the filibuster, or we're going to abolish it ourselves and just do everything we want. That would be the only way to actually protect it, because any bill can be repealed by a simple majority.
Yeah.
So
You have to actively, in good faith, try and do that before you can nuke it.
guys.
Yeah.
This flew under my fucking radar. I actually hadn't heard about this, but I just confirmed it did actually happen. The list of entry ban list has been expanded. So I'll name off the ones that have had full bans previously, and then I'll go to the new ones. Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Congo, and Equatorial Guinea. The new ones are Mali, Syria, Niger, South Sudan, Burkina Faso, and Palestinian territory. And some of those are very important, actually, funny enough.
I'm surprised some of those weren't on there already.
So partial restrictions, the previous ones are Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, Venezuela, and then the new ones are Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin. I don't even know what the I don't even know what the fuck that one is. What the fuck is that word? What the fuck is this word? Hold on.
Can you post it in chat? I might know.
I think it's Gaelic.
Spell it.
I'm looking it up. Hold on. Give me a split second. I'm just making sure I spell it right.
All right.
What the fuck is it? It looks like almost Gaelic. Oh, it's the Ivory Coast.
Oh, yeah. Côte d'Ivoire, maybe? Did they give it the French name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Côte.
Yeah.
That's just French. Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah. And I'm like at first I'm like, that looks fucking Gaelic to me. I was like, what the fuck is going on there?
Ivory Coast, that's French.
Yeah.
So Ivory Coast.
Yeah, it's the incomprehensible dead language.
Dominica, Gabon, Gambia, Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia, and Zimbabwe.
Okay, so basically all of the African coast and half of the Pacific Rim. Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, notice that a lot of these countries were countries that people were using to get around the bans. So, like, the only Somalians that were allowed in the U.S. were those seeking political asylum previously. And there were a bunch of Somalians that were going to what's that piece of shit? Fuck. South Sudan. Sorry. I'm like that one. There were a lot of Somalians going to like South Sudan and other places like that where they could get on a plane and come here.
Yep.
There was a lot of that. And then the Palestinians, that's hilarious to me because it's like, oh, you dirty little fuckers. We're coming after you. We're fucking coming after you, you dirty little fuckers. So yeah, that flew under my radar. I did not catch that yesterday.
Yeah, and do you notice one of the other patterns to that is that pretty much every single country on that list has been taken over by Muslims.
Sounds about right.
Well, we're finally getting rid of the Durkas.
As we should.
Was really hoping we'd have some bomb and missile cam footage that he was going to show.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first Gulf War and the second Gulf
Okay,
War
well,
when that
okay,
was
well, let me tell you.
Oh,
Yes, I know what
shit. Oh
exactly.
shit.
I know
Oh shit.
exactly what you're
Hey,
talking about.
real quick. Wow, a lot of shit's fucking coming out right now within the past few hours. U.S. government admits fault in D.C. mid-air collision that killed 67 as Biden-era aviation failures come into focus. This is from the documents. United States admits pilots flying PAT 25 failed to maintain proper and safe visual separation.
the helicopter aircraft. Yeah.
Yep. The government also admits an air traffic controller in the tower did not comply with FAA procedure. The Black Hawk crew's choices were a cause, in fact, an approximate cause of the accident and the death. Wow. Yeah, the government is straight up like, yeah, no, the fault was at the hands of the air crew of the Black Hawk.
Oh, hands down. That was one of the clearest cut aircraft incidents I've ever seen, and I study those. That was
Okay, well, let me ask you
one.
this. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Going forward, do you think PD is going to make the military have a higher standard in picking their pilots? Because I don't know
Well,
how true it is,
no,
but I heard the
honestly,
pilot of that Black Hawk was a quote unquote diversity hire.
It's possible.
I don't remember on that one. It was questionable on her. Part of the problem, though, is that was also a check ride. That was a check flight. So her CO had every right and reason, as soon as he realized she was at the wrong height, because she was both too low and too high. I mean, flat out, that was banned airspace. That particular altitude. That he should have taken command of that helicopter and gotten the hell out of there. And that didn't happen. So that has been floating around that it was a diversity hire. It's been said, it's been denied, it's been said, it's been denied. Nobody really knows.
Of course, this.
Wait, are you
Well,
telling?
of
Are you
course, it's
telling
going to
me?
be denied.
Wait, are you telling me that women make bad pilots? That's crazy. I mean, they make such good drivers.
hey, Wisp, how you doing, man?
I'm here.
Oh, it's good to have you here.
That's definitely how I feel.
Oh, also, William, what you were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that the president follows operational security and is not going to say a damn thing about anything being planned or currently going on right now in regards to Venezuela until it's already happened.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
It would have been recorded footage, not live.
Oh no,
It's not going to be. It's not going to be like how it was during the first and second Gulf Wars, where they're showing everything right up to and during the invasion.
So real quick, we saw the ticker at the bottom. Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently went on CNN. Which, hey, notice she goes on the enemy's media to do this.
Oh, that's about the only place that'll take her now.
Marjorie Taylor Greene says the dam is breaking and President Trump is losing his iron grip on the Republican Party. First off, he never had an iron grip on the Republican Party. He just had a grip on those who he slapped manila envelopes on the desk and told them, you work for me now. She notes the 13 Rhino Republicans who recently voted to undo his executive order, which I'm like, which executive order? Like, what are we talking about here?
Need to be a little more specific there, sweetheart.
And then, in addition, the Indiana Senate voted against redistricting. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, where does Mike Pence come from?
Indiana.
Indiana.
Yep. state level politics are as corrupt as federal level politics. You just don't see it as often.
Yep.
Yep.
You don't
You don't see
say.
it unless you live there.
Hey, why doesn't MTG have her own manila envelope?
Oh, because she got a pink slip.
Yeah, that's effectively what happened. She got pink slipped because at the end of the day, I do believe unequivocally that she was put into place to act as a mirror to AOC. And again, oh, you guys got the crazy gorilla, and we've got the hot Latina.
Yeah. So pretty much, she wasn't even worth blackmailing into compliance.
No. She was just a useful idiot. Well, semi-useful idiot. But you know what?
Oh man, don't you?
I'll take the trade of MTG for the muscle mommy.
Oh yeah,
real
me
quick-
too.
Real quick.
Hawaiian. Yes.
4 hours ago. 4 hours ago. Let's remember this. 4 hours ago, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Reminder that the Epstein files are supposed to be released on Friday, and every political development that you see between now and until then should be viewed with that in mind. They are trying so desperately to frame shit that their narrative is breaking down on live TV, and they can't fucking figure out how to fucking recover.
Bless them.
Bless their little hearts.
Yep. Those sweet summer children. Okay, I have to say this, even though it's completely off subject. Why am I getting so many Camera Lucida YouTube commercials?
What is that?
It is a... I don't remember if it was in the 17th century, but many hundred-year-old invention where it almost acts like... it's a prism where if you look down through it at a blank piece of paper, and in front of you and the camera lucida, you have an image, and it almost acts like a hologram that you're looking through, so you can sketch out the actual image, one for one, onto that blank canvas.
Interesting.
Very, very cool things.
Yeah, it's an odd thing to see YouTube ads for.
There's a company that makes a modern version of it now. I mean, there's a couple companies that do it, but there's one in particular that advertises constantly.
I just want to inform everybody that I did notice this. Everybody was talking shit like Trump was going to announce war.
Yep, they were.
And that declaration is going to be coming tomorrow.
Could be.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to be great.
Probably.
Like I said, I've seen 3 quote-unquote wars where you've had the gun cam footage, or not the gun cam, but weapon cam footage, if not live, then soon afterwards. But I remember both the first and the second Gulf Wars, where I was when that stuff came out. And the first one was live footage. I was at a Chinese restaurant for both of them. And we got the footage
funny.
of it. Yeah. Well, the first one, we got the footage from the F-117s dropping. That's where that footage came from. It was the GBUs that they were dropping.
Oh, that's interesting. So apparently Maduro has now made an official appeal to Colombia to join together in arms against, quote, foreign interference. He's caught...
Oh, I wonder why.
Yep.
Here's a question: does Colombia want this smoke?
Oh,
Oh,
Colombia...
they're gonna get the smoke anyways.
Yeah. They've been very much on Maduro's side to this whole thing,
Yeah.
unfortunately
same
for
people
them.
running both countries.
Yep.
The same people running Mexico. It's the cartels.
Oy vey.
Oy vey indeed.
I still don't believe that woman is real.
The woman?
Claudia
Feinbaum?
Feinbaum.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is
Oh.
that name?
Yeah.
Well, Jews came. Well,
She got
Jews came into Mexico from Spain when they were running their Inquisition and started extending into the New World.
That was part of it.
Real quick, did you guys hear about the EV announcement from Ford?
Yes. That's
No.
nice.
No, what happened?
They're turning the Lightning series into hybrids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Which the EV advocates are all freaking the fuck out about this, which is hilarious because it's like, okay, so more reliable and more robust, because if your electric system goes down on your hybrid, you can still drive the car.
Yeah.
Modern hybrids have the ability to switch completely over to the combustion engine component. Now, are they as fast or as going to get as good gas mileage? No. But if your electric side goes down, you can still fucking have a functional vehicle. Whereas with EVs, and this is what I really fucking hate about the people who talk shit, like, oh, you're just complaining because you have to figure out where to charge. And it's like, no, actually, I live in a state where sub 32 degrees is normal during the winter.
Yeah.
Oh, and what's the operational temperature range for lithium ion?
What?
Above freezing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Freezing
The
temperature.
most of to have best effectiveness, it needs to be above 50 degrees, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So
The range.
Yeah. EVs hate the cold.
They hate the cold and they hate the extreme heat. There's a reason why you don't see people in the Southwest United States buying EVs in the levels that they want, and this is why you also don't see a shit ton of EVs in the North. The only place you're seeing EVs are the places where they advocate them so hard that everybody's bullied into buying one, or the more temperate climates, and they're having problems with infrastructure. For example, Tennessee, where they're now installing a microreactor near Nashville in order to compensate for the drain on the grid because of the number of electric cars in the city. That microreactor is literally being put in just to compensate for that.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah,
the whole.
do you?
At the end of the fucking day, I'm like, no, fuck you. I will. The best you will get out of me is a hybrid, and you're not getting anything more than that. Period. In the story.
Well, hybrids are
Do
great
any of you?
because
Do
of
any of you
how-
gentlemen watch?
what?
Watch
Do
what?
any of you gentlemen watch the Wi-Files?
Sometimes.
No, I've never heard of that.
Well,
It's a talking goldfish that's got more snark than you.
yes. And the talking,
I don't see how
yeah,
that's
and the
possible, but okay.
yeah, and the talking goldfish actually predicted this with EVs.
I'm not so well, dude. I've been talking about it personally in my private life because I don't. You guys know me. I don't usually talk about cars very often on here. I've been talking about it in my personal life, like the Prius Nightshade is literally the Tesla Model 3, but it's got better range and it's got better fucking handling characteristics than the Tesla Model 3. And it's like, why would I buy a Mazda or a Tesla Model 3? Sorry. Why would I buy a Model 3 when I can buy a Nightshade, get a better car for like 2/3 the cost? Why would I buy the Tesla?
But Warhound, to paraphrase the talking goldfish that has more snark than you, if you want clean energy, build nuclear power plants, you morons.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
No, actually, okay. So, and I love the fact that the Germans here because they just demoed the last nuclear reactor in Germany. So it's you know.
Are you guys
ironic.
retarded or have a death wish?
Yes.
We're ruled by socialists, if you didn't notice. The same people who are trying to take over your country and destroy it from within, doing the exact same things. They're called Democrats.
Yeah.
Oh,
But no,
Also
here's
Greens.
the thing.
So
They're
they're
also called Greens.
Yes.
Ah,
that's
so
the
that-
Maoist
so-
faction specifically.
so they are retards with a death wish. Noted.
But
No,
here's the
no,
thing.
no. It's malicious destruction. The socialists at the top aren't idiots. They know what they're doing. They're destroying on purpose.
Yes.
What they do is destroy what has not subjected itself to their rule for the past 300 years at least. That's why they do it.
350. You got to go back to the Bank of England. But the point is
If you
that
want to
when
be
you-
cheeky, we can go back all the way to Confucius, which is where I found the earliest references of these ass cunts in 600 BC.
Yes, I understand, but I like going back to the Bank of England because I like fucking with the British. Now, here's the point: is
What was that insult you just said, Whis?
ass cunts.
It's a
And
good
yes,
one.
I love
I need
ass
to.
because ass cunts deserve to get shot. Anyways, moving on. Thing is that what you end
If
up
you want to use that insult, I claim copyright because I made Bavarians embarrassed with that one. And that's an achievement. So if you use it, cite me, please.
But anyways, here's the point: is that number one thing. What was one of the main parts of the mining sector in this country that were targeted by the clean energy crowd? What was the main segment of the mining sector?
What?
One that comes to mind first is
It
coal.
was refining.
No.
Uranium?
There you go,
Oh,
Dale.
yeah.
They went after the fucking uranium companies.
Yep. And the
This
major
is
one-
where, because remember, where do we get all of our uranium from? There's 3 states.
Nevada, Utah.
You got the first one.
Arizona?
There's some uranium mining in Utah, but not a lot. Arizona.
Oh yeah.
New Mexico?
What's the
New
other
Mexico.
one? New Mexico is kind of like Utah. It's got a little, but not a lot.
Is it in the
California?
same region? Oh.
California. Death Valley.
Oh, that. Wow. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that.
Because Death Valley has a shit ton of uranium through it.
Yeah, and then don't forget the fact that after a lot of that got shut down here, we were getting it out of Canada.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point. They targeted the uranium miners. And then
Yep.
once the uranium miners shut down, then at that point in time, we were reliant on outside sources of uranium, which is why we never built more nuclear reactors. Now,
Part of the
what has
reason.
happened what has happened now, we have now seen some of the uranium miners pick back up. All the small ones went out of business, but some of the big ones managed to remain in business because they weren't just doing uranium, they were also doing copper and nickel and a few other things like that. But the problem is that they weren't fucking mining uranium. They're now mining uranium again, which is why you're seeing these microreactors go into place. Oh, by the way, everybody, where did the design for the microreactors come from?
The original
America.
one we're working on now.
The OG microreactor. Where does the design come from?
The ones that come to
Germany.
mind are Russians.
Nope. Where'd you say, Will?
Russia.
Not close. No cigar, but close.
Ukraine.
No, because the Russians were working on this project in tandem with another country.
China?
East Germany.
Nope. Come on, guys.
Serbia.
One of the most technologically advanced countries in the world.
Japan.
Nope.
Korea?
Why? Okay, if the Russians were working with another country in tandem on the microreactor shit, what is one of the few countries that has always been willing until recent years been willing to work with the Russians?
The Brits.
Nope. Oh, the Brits fucking hate
China.
them. No, not China. China and the Russians use totally different reactor designs.
Israel?
Oh yeah,
Iran.
Not Iran. Remember, the Iranian
Israel?
reactors, here we go. We finally got there.
Really? I thought that was so
The
obvious.
microreactors that we are deploying here in the U.S., the base design of them is from Israel.
That's
Okay, that
about
makes
time those guys did something good that wasn't military related.
They've been doing shit like that. Where do you think spot and spray came from, bud?
Where what come from?
Spot and spray, one of the most important agricultural developments in the past fucking 50 years.
Not surprised.
It originally comes from Israel. They were the ones that originally developed the concept, and then John Deere picked it up and fucking developed what we call spot and spray.
Oh, spot and spray. I thought you were saying spawn spray.
No, spot and spray.
I couldn't understand a word he was saying to begin with, so I was just going,
Sorry. But no, the point is the Israelis have developed a bunch of this civilian technology that we just don't know about because we've been so focused on buying military tech from them. Uno momento, por favor.
Sí, señor.
Do you fall asleep?
Is that Z in the background sleeping?
Yes.
Ah,
Even
fair.
I can tell that by the snore.
Sounds like a D12 caterpillar, don't she?
Yeah. Oh man, do I want to buy that?
What do you want to buy?
92. Oh, Steam has got Ace Combat 7 on sale for 92% off.
Damn,
Mm.
that's a good deal.
Yeah,
I got a question. Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Mhm.
Who won the world's first Tour de France?
not a clue, nor do I care.
The
But you're
German army.
Nice.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Bicycles and horses.
We did invent the bicycle lane.
You did?
We did.
Terrible.
To get No, it was to get the bicycles off the road.
Yeah, because I hate bicycle riders. Those sons of bitches think they own the whole fucking road.
Oh
Yeah.
man, ain't that?
Everywhere on the planet.
Oh yes. I'm going to include a relevant meme.
Oh boy, hit me.
Enjoy.
Oh yeah, I sent you that one.
Yeah.
It's one of the better Stone Toss comics.
Yes. Well, if you ever want to find good memes, you just go to the PETA Twitter site.
Yes.
Hey, if you want a meme, check the side chat. I got one for you.
Oh dear.
Yeah, mind you, you really can't air any of those off of PETA because they qualify as fetishes, but I mean, it just shows you who they are.
Yep.
I especially wouldn't air the one in regards to Uma Musume because from what I heard, the company that owns the rights to Uma Musume may be suing PETA.
Hopefully they do. Oh,
Oh, are we
Well-
back on this discussion?
yeah, well, so fun fact about PETA. Did you know that the original PETA website wasn't actually owned by the animal, by the animal organization? So
Who owned it?
So the person who owned it bought PETA.org, and PETA.org was dedicated to a group called People Eating Tasty Animals. Yeah, someone who didn't like PETA bought the rights of the domain name before they could.
Internet trolls existed even back then.
Yep.
Yeah.
But one thing basically everyone can agree on is PETA sucks.
Yep.
So the cope has now begun. They're now being like, oh, he's stuttering through his speeches. He's losing confidence. Blah, 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 blah.
Who's saying that?
No, just a bunch of leftists.
They didn't care
Who else
for
would be
Biden
saying
at
it,
all.
brother?
Fair enough.
Suddenly they notice things.
I'd be careful with that because noticing stuff is against the law where you're from.
Yep. Where I'm from too, unfortunately.
I have something to say about that, but I don't know if I should.
So I also want to point out something real quick to you guys. Friedrich Merz, the little socialist king himself, is now full on coming out and just saying the quiet part out loud. We intend to use the Russian assets to finance the armed forces of Ukraine for at least 2 more years. This step is not about prolonging the war, but about bringing the war to an end as soon as possible. Okay, but we see what you're doing. We see what you're planning. Go fuck yourself.
Could you say that again, please? But say it slower.
I know you're retarded, but come on.
Basically, what he said was that that the Germans are planning to use the stolen Russian assets to fund the Ukrainian war machine for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys don't know, there's actually some data that came out about those frozen assets. So here's the thing: a frozen asset in this context is not truly frozen. It doesn't just stop doing things. And there is a good estimation, in reality, those quote-unquote frozen assets are probably closer to something like double or more than double in the time since they were frozen. Because they can still be invested in the countries that the assets were frozen at. They just can't move outside of the country. Which then tells me that that's exactly why they want access to those assets, because they want the revenue from those assets. They don't give a shit about anything else. They want the assets to continue doing what they're doing so they can make money off of it. Which to me, that sounds like, oh, so basically we're just replicating Obamacare 2.0.
Yeah.
Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, how was Obamacare funded? Obamacare was funded via Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Yep.
Fanny.
All right,
I was
But actually, with how retarded Stoner is, honestly speaking, he's Beavis and Butthead. My point proven, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm putting for my bingo card tomorrow. I'm putting us bombing the shit out of the Venezuelans because yay, narcos dying. And if Colombia wants this smoke quicker, then hey, you know what? Fuck it, Colombia, you can catch hands too.
Yep.
Like I love the idea of the stash house deciding it wants to fuck around too. Because here's the thing, when it comes to criminal organizations, this is how they operate. You have one house that everybody stays at, and then you have a stash house. The stash house is where the product is. The product is supposed to remain anonymous. It's meant to be clandestine. You don't operate out of the stash house. So if you're gonna operate out of the stash house, then please fucking give us an easier time. Like I can only take so many good things at once.
Wait, is
Okay, now
Colombia...
you did say earlier that Trump has banned the immigration of individuals from Venezuela and Colombia.
No. This isn't immigration. This is travel. And Venezuela's been on that list for a long time.
So when we start bombing the shit out of both those countries, the refugees are not going to be allowed to come here.
So just assume for the sake of you know safe preparation, that every Venezuelan that's here in this country, it might be a narco that's gonna activate instantly after we start hitting Venezuela.
I'll make sure to lock my doors at night.
Oh, I did my ammo count this morning. I've got a bunch of 7.62 for my AK, but I'm not counting that because it's like once I run out of this, I'm out of it.
Once you run out of it,
No, seriously. Like when we start our munitions company, we're gonna have a buy 39 line that we do, simply because it's like, dude, buy 39 is not like. I'm sorry, buy 39 should come in at the same price point as fucking 5.56, and yet for some reason companies are charging like 20 cents, 30 cents higher, and it's like, no, fuck you.
539.
Buy 39.
Oh, buy 39. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Oh no, it infuriates me that some of these companies are taking advantage of this ban the way they are. And mind you, there's only 2 companies that are producing buy 39 here in the U.S.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, no, get fucked. Like, and this is why I tell people all the time, like, if you want an AK, buy a 5.56 AK. The Zastava makes a great one.
Yeah, they do.
And
if you want an AK, Yeah, if you want an AK-74 clone, get one in 5.56.
Is 5.56 a bigger or a smaller round than what AKs are normally in?
Smaller.
Well,
5.56. It's typically smaller if you
okay.
got a
No, no, no,
7.62
no, no.
variant.
No, I need to correct. So if you're talking in the modern context, actually 5.56 is bigger because 5.45 is a standard AK round, which actually 5.45 as a round is better than 5.56 ballistically.
Yeah.
A lot better.
I thought the Russians went back to 7.62 by 39 when they started invading. Also, they're still using 5.45.
Yeah, they've been using 5.45 the entire time. It's just like Akhmet, for example, they prefer by 39. Or
Did you say
7.62.
Ahmed?
Akhmet.
Akhmet.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry, I thought you said Ahmed.
Yeah, the
Akhmat, the Chechen regiment.
The AK-47 is 7.62 by 39. That's a 30 cal Imperial, where the 5.56 is .556 of an inch, or no, not. Oh God, I can't believe I just said that.
0.223.
3. Yeah, I know. Where is Imperial, metric is 5.56. God, I can't believe I did.
Don't worry, dyslexia happens every now and then to the best of us.
And the AK-74 is when the Russians moved to 5.45, 5.45. I'm drawing a blank.
And the Afghanis hated the 5.45.
Oh God, yeah. It does absolutely brutal things to squishy things.
Well, it not only does it do brutal things to squishy things, but it's if you use a hard steel for the core, it's a very effective anti-armor weapon or round.
Yep.
Like so the standard. So I'm going to use. This is technically real life shit, but I'm going to use Tarkov references specifically.
Oh God.
So PS, PP, those are the two. So PS is the ball ammunition, the standard ammunition, which has a mild steel core in it, which is the analogous to the MA55. And then you have PP, which is a hardened steel, which then is effectively it's kind of a little better than MA55, but it's not like truly better than MA55, but it's going to perform better overall than MA55 against body armor.
I like PP.
Now then
They're aware.
then the original tracer round for or the modified rounds that they did, which are analogous to MA55A1, were BS and BT. So BS was the standard ball cartridge that was the enhanced round, and then you had BT, which was the enhanced tracer round. Because, little fun fact, the Russians never used tracers in their rifle cartridge. The tracer was actually in 7.62, because back then you had 5.45 rifles, and then you had 7.62 machine guns. So it wasn't until the RPK became a thing that they actually did a tracer for the 5.45. And then,
so what if you had I gotta go, gentlemen. Y'all take care.
All right.
Hey, I'm going. All right. And then after that, then you have the Ratnik program, which then the Ratnik program introduced 7N39, 7N40, and I forget what the other. I think it's PPBS, which is also referred to as a Gultnik. So 7N39 is is the like standard ball ammunition. Then 7N40 was an enhanced version of 7N39, and then PPBS, if I'm remembering this correctly, if that I think that's the acronym that they used for a Galkneck. I could be wrong there. That was like the super fuck you. We don't care what body armor you're wearing. We're gonna cut through it round.
Yeah. Oh, also,
Which,
sorry to interrupt. Some interesting new development. Turns out that warrior dividend that Trump announced, he's sticking it to the fat generals in that it's only for 06 and below.
06 and
Yes. Fat generals hardest hit.
Oh god, that's fucking phenomenal. That's hilarious. Like, hey, you're getting a Christmas bonus. No, you're not. Fuck you.
What rank is 06 again?
That's Colonel.
Ah. Makes sense.
That's
'Cause
hilarious.
yeah, doesn't want those generals spending that extra money on more pie. They need to lose some weight.
Actually, wait, hold on. 01 is for, second lieutenant. 02 is first lieutenant. Captain, major. Yeah, colonel. Okay, I was like, I was questioning myself for a second there. I'm like, am I remembering my ranks correctly? No, it's for those who actually work for a living. That's who it's for.
Yep.
Yeah. It's for the people that Hegseth hasn't had to get the whip out and forced them to run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's for the people. It's for the people who can actually complete their physicals.
Oh, Millie hardest hit.
Yes.
It's yeah. It's for the people that don't have triple digits body fat.
Yeah. It's okay that Millie is hardest hit because he's very soft and can absorb the hit. He has a lot of cushioning.
No, it's actually really funny because I was talking to a buddy of mine because he just recently like got into actually learning about the different rounds that are available.
Oh boy.
And well, because he's always just bought 55 grain for his AR, and
Hey, it works.
Yes, it does, but there are better rounds. So he messaged me the other day, and he's like, "Hey, so I know I'm kind of retarded. I would like you to try to teach me the whole, 55, 62, 69, 77. I would love you to try to teach me that." I was like, "Okay, give me a call. We can sit." Yeah, I'm like, I can sit down and give you the rundown within 10 minutes, but it's going to take you a couple days to fucking wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what fucking happened. It was a hilarious conversation because he's sitting there and he's like, okay, so I'm trying to remember all these. So the 855 is what the military uses regularly, and then the 55 grain, that's what they were using in Vietnam, and that was the piece of shit round that nobody liked. And I'm like, well, yes, because they didn't have 1 in 7 barrels. And he's like, what the fuck is 1 in 7? And then I had to teach him about barrels. I blew this poor man's brain, and frankly speaking, I think he might have just decided, you know what, old friend, it's time. Because poor dude was just sitting there like, oh my god, this is too much. And I'm like, yeah, it took me a couple years to fully grasp everything, but then once I got it, I got it.
Did you check on him the next day or two later to make sure he hadn't stroked out?
That will be tomorrow, really. So I'll check him on tomorrow. See if he's still with us. because and what's funny is for me, like, I was like, do you want to talk about 9mm? He's like, no, I'm good. And I'm like, okay. Okay, you're good, bud. I get it.
So you mentioned 9mm. What are your thoughts on chambering ARs in 9mm?
Oh, fantastic. 8.5
great.
inch. So here's the thing. So 9mm, to get full powder burn off of 9mm, you need an 8.5 inch barrel. This is what made the MP5 so good. It was an 8.3 inch barrel. So basically an 8.5 almost. So you got full powder burn. So you were getting maximum velocity out of the muzzle for that bullet. Now remember, 9mm is short and fat. So it doesn't have a lot of range capability to it. But when you put it out of an 8.5 inch barrel, it can consistently hit. Like, I'm going to say this right now. Anybody who claims that 9mm can't hit out to 100 yards or 100 meters, I use meters personally. Anybody who claims that 9mm can't hit out to 100 meters hasn't put it out of an 8.5 inch barrel. So very, very, very good performance out of an 8.5 inch barrel.
That's
now,
easy as long as you've got good trigger control.
Oh yeah, of course. Now
That's
then
easy.
Then you have 45. 45, you need a longer barrel to get the full burn, and especially with modern propellants, it's even more important. 10.5 is the good solid length of barrel for 45, and it's the same length that you would use for 40 caliber or 10mm or whatever. 10.5, those 40 cal rounds, that's what you would use as a 10.5 inch barrel. Now, twist rates, I don't remember the twist rates right off the top of my head, but honestly speaking, being short, fat rounds, they don't need to twist that much.
Yep.
Like for example, out of a 30 cal, like a 308, most barrel twist rates are going to be around 1 in 10, for example. So for every 10 inches of barrel, you get 1 revolution. So if you got a 20-inch barrel, you get 2 revolutions. If you got an 18-inch barrel, you almost get 2 revolutions. If you're using anything shorter than that, then you're wasting your fucking time, and I don't know why you fucking bought that, but hey.
Yeah, unless you want a flamethrower. Yeah, there's no point.
So what caliber would 9mm compare to?
9mm compares really, really, really well to 357, actually.
I see.
Yeah, a cut down to 357. Yeah, that's a fair comparison.
So 9mm and 357 compare really well. 40 cal and 10mm are effectively the same rounds. It's just 10mm has a wider case because it is slightly bigger.
It has a longer case. It doesn't have a wider case.
Yes, that's sorry. Yeah, it has a longer case.
It's the same slug. It's just got more ass behind it.
Yeah, basically, you look at a 40 cal cartridge. A 40 cal is the same size as a 9mm cartridge, but on a 10mm cartridge, the case is longer, and I meant longer. That's my bad. It's a longer cartridge, and so it has more powder behind it, and so 10mm is my favorite pistol caliber, quote unquote, because it's basically I'm coming to fuck your face, be ready. And with a hollow point, the wound channel is fucking horrendous out of a 10mm. It is gross what it looks like.
Yeah, Buffalo bore solid copper slugs that are hollow point.
Yeah,
those you use those to drop bears in Alaska.
Interesting. So if if you're using 10 millimeter rounds from an AR onto a human target, how worried are you about overpenetration if there are potentially people or things behind?
This is why we use hollow points.
So it's not.
It's
sorry, go ahead.
well, hollow points are going to punch through with 10 millimeter.
Oh, they were.
You need a cinder block to stop a 10 millimeter.
Well, okay, so here's the point. The reason why you use hollow points is because when it does overpenetrate, it basically just flops. It doesn't have any ballistics available at that point in time, so it kind of just goes towards the ground because of gravity. Because the initial so this is what makes Hydra. So the design around is called Hydra Shaft. That's the name of the name of the brand that originally developed the modern hollow point. And basically all of the energy transfer is complete by the time you get 2 inches of penetration. And so even with an over penetration on 10 millimeter, you're not going to have the wild, it's going to go through somebody and it's going to hit the person behind them. In reality, it's going to just go towards the ground.
That's good.
So, but
it's going to keep flying, but it's going to have an arc of a football.
Yeah, it's not as big of a threat. But this is why, personally, within my crew, we standardize 9 millimeter and 5.56 for these reasons.
And so the 9 millimeter hollow point, that's probably not going to overpenetrate.
Oh God, no, never.
No, it'll go through it.
Never.
And will it still fuck up the asshole you're trying to fuck up?
Oh yes. Oh yeah, it's going to go through almost every time. You're still looking at about 14 inches of penetration.
Well, yes.
No, yes. Yes and yes.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. If it hits a bone, it's done. It's not moving.
What? See, that's different. We're not talking about bone. We're talking about soft tissue.
Well, where are you aiming? We're talking about center mass. You're gonna be hit.
There's two places you aim. If you're not worried about armor, you go center mass. You go upper thoracic. If you're worried about that, you go for pelvic girdle.
Yep, abdomen and pelvic bowl.
Because if you hit pelvic girdle, you're going to shatter hip. You're going to go for the pelvis itself. That's why it's called the pelvic girdle. And if you take out one of those bones, they're going to flop. They will still be effective on the ground, on their back, if they are able to handle the pain, but they're not going to move again.
Yep.
That's the fastest way to put somebody on the ground. You go upper thoracic, unless you hit the heart, they're still going to be fighting for another 2 to 3 minutes.
Well, yes, but that's also where hollow points come into play, because if you hit a lung with a hollow point, it shreds the lung. All of a sudden, they're gasping.
Well, yes, but the body still has enough oxygen for about 2 minutes of solid activity.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that all of a sudden they're going to feel a very heavy, like they're going to feel. You still got the threat, but you've tamped the threat down for sure. That's also the other thing is this is why we definitely aim center mass as much as we do, because at the end of the fucking day, you put holes in the lung, your guy's gonna be gassed really fucking quick.
Mm-hmm.
Lungs ain't working the way they're supposed to.
As long as you have to deal with somebody that's drugged up, it works really well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's one of my. That's why part of my preferred is the pelvic girdle. You can be drugged out of your mind. You physically can't keep moving.
Oh yeah, yes, you're absolutely correct, and that's why I do train people in this fashion, where I forget the name of the drill, but it's the 2-2-1-2-1. I forget the name of the drill.
Is that two to the center mass, one to the pelvis that you're talking about?
No, well, you can. No, I teach either 2 to the chest or pelvis, and then 1 to the head.
Oh, I believe the 2 to the chest and then 1 to the pelvis is called the Mozambique drill. I'm not sure what 2 to the.
Yeah, if you're doing just 3 shots, it's 2 to the main body and 1 to the head is a Mozambique.
Oh,
yeah, that's the Mozambique. Yeah. Okay. But no, I teach that drill in 2 forms. It's either 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, or 2 to the pelvic, 1 to the head. Because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do with that drill is you're trying to stagger the target long enough to get a concise hit on the head.
Yeah. Part of the nice thing about. Go ahead.
That's the whole point of that drill: is stagger target, kill target.
Yep. Part of the nice thing about. Oh, sorry, little upset there in me. Part of the nice thing about when you are going main body in general is with practice, and it's surprisingly not much practice, is if you're pulling from a holster, from the waist, and you're point shooting, as soon as you get roughly on target, you shoot once or twice, you're going to hit lower abdomen, and as you're coming up, you're going to hit chest, and by the time you have a solid sight picture, if you know what, with practice, you can pick whatever you want to hit.
Yep.
In 4 rounds, and that is fast.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the thing is that one of the things, and that's one of the things that Clint, what's his last name?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Thunder Ranch. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Clint teaches, you started. You can't shoot him in the chest. You can't shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the dick.
Yep. Well, if you're off on the left or right, you're going to hit him in the thighs. If you're high, you're going to hit him in the guts. If you're low, you're still probably going to hit him in the thighs.
How bad is a gut shot as opposed to the other places to be hit?
Unless you can get to a modern hospital, you're dead. Because you're going to rupture the stomach, possibly the liver, possibly the kidneys. You're going to tear up the intestines. So you're going to go septic, guaranteed.
Right. But not risk of death if you're in, you're in society and society's not broken down and you can call an ambulance type of thing? Or
no, there's still a pretty good risk. Because they have to clean your abdomen out and sew your intestines back together, which is still 50-50 chance of going septic. And if you clip the liver, you'll bleed out really fast.
Good to know.
Yeah, basically, if you get hit in the gut, if you're not in the hospital within 15 to 20 minutes, and not on the operating table within 30, you're most likely done.
Yep. You actually have a better chance of living if you get shot.
Sorry, if you get
as long as you know what to do. Or the people
you
around.
you cut out there. You cut out there for a second.
What I said is, you actually have a better chance of living if you get shot in one lung than if you get shot in the guts. As long as people around you know what to do.
Yep. If they know how to apply a chest seal, you will survive.
Yep. Even if your lung fills up with blood. Because if you lay the person on the ground properly, they're still coughing up blood, and one lung is going to fill with blood, but the other lung is still going to keep working.
Yep. And do you know the proper way to lay them?
It's lung down. It's bad lung down. You put them on your head.
You get them into a recovery position with the bad lung down, so the bad lung does not compress the other lung from expanding.
When you say bad lung down, do you mean on the side? So they're lying on their side where the bad lung is below the good lung?
Correct.
Yep.
I see.
Yep. That the lung that's been punctured will fill up with blood.
And gravity's a bitch.
Yeah, gravity's a bitch, yeah. But as long as your head is slightly lower than tilted slightly down from your hips, you'll be coughing up blood, but you'll still be able to breathe.
Why not have them lay on their back or stomach instead, so that the lungs are kind of...
It'll fill up the good lung with blood. The blood will be going into the injured lung, and because of just how our bodies are built, it will equalize by putting blood in both lungs.
I see.
Yep. Equal pressurization.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's the thing is that's why, like, for example, you know, if you look at the loadouts of, like, you want to do maximum damage to soft targets. That's why 77 grain SOST is standard among most shooters, because you get the mass, you get the hollow point effect, you get all the shit you need out of 5.56, and then 9mm again out of it. Like, I've been telling people this all over the place. If you're looking for a weapon for home defense purposes, and that's all you want a weapon for, an AR-9 using a hollow point, you're basically guaranteed to not have any serious overpenetration concerns, and you're still going to have great effect on target.
What area would you say is the best? Like, assuming you're aiming for quickest possible incapacitation, what is the large area that's the best to aim for?
Oh, the fucking chest, because if you hit the heart, it's an instant kill.
Oh, yes.
As long as they're not drugged out of their mind.
Well, no, because the heart floods the chest cavity so quickly with blood, if it's hit, it will cause the lungs to collapse from being compressed. So then
if somebody is drugged out of their mind, they're not going to feel. They are likely not going to feel the pain. They're not going to react to it until their body quits. And you've got about 2 minutes of oxygen in the body. Yeah. I've seen it happen.
I've seen people on PCP get a heart shot and they fucking drop within 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, because doesn't that once you can no longer get oxygen to the brain, isn't it like a 10 seconds or so before you're out if it's oxygen to the brain has been stopped?
It's about 10 to 20 seconds, yeah. If I'm remembering correctly.
And that's the reason why I point that out, is because if the heart cannot pump blood properly, which is what with a heart shot, what you're looking for is you're severing both sides of the heart so it can't contract properly, because remember, it contracts and then expands. That's how it pumps. If they can't contract properly, it can't get the pressure to pump. And then at that point in time, nothing's going up the carotid. And again, 15, 20 seconds, they're fucking out like a light.
Yeah. How likely is a heart shot from aiming center mass? Because there are other parts, there are other parts of the chest.
Pretty fucking high, dude. Like, it's literally off center to the right, like, or to the left. It's right there.
I see.
It's not a hard target to hit.
It's basically aimed between the nipples and slightly to the side.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my favorite thing is, and this is no critique of anybody, but there are a lot of people that they overcomplicate training, because they're like, oh, you have to think about this, you have to think about this, you have to think about this, and it's like, it is as simple as aim between the nipples, slightly to the left. Like, that's how easy it is.
Right,
like that. It's just the simple fact. And honestly speaking, you're gonna hit something connected to the heart if you just aim at the sternum. Like, honestly speaking.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you're using good rounds, if you hit the sternum, you're going to shatter the sternum. And depending on the age of the person you're shooting, if the cartilage is calcified fully, that's going to spall into your chest.
Oh yeah. No, that effect is,
which is going to shred
horrendous.
your lungs.
Basically, think a claymore going off in your chest.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Isn't this lovely imagery?
Yes. And what do you do? What would you recommend someone does if you suspect that the person you are engaging is likely armored? What is the go-to solution then?
If
shoot
they
him in the
are
dick.
not moving
Shoot him in the
around,
dick or shoot him in the head.
yeah. If they're not moving around, go for a headshot. If they are moving around, go for the pelvis.
All right.
Shoot him in the dick.
Because if you hit them in the pelvis, they're gonna drop. They're gonna drop like a sack of potatoes, and they're not gonna get back up.
I can send you videos of where cops get hit in the pelvic bowl and they just drop. Because think about it from this perspective. What if you're a dude sitting in a car and you have a gun tucked and you're aiming out the side of the door, where are you most likely gonna hit?
Pelvis.
Yep. Every goddamn time.
How lethal is a pelvis shot going to be? Because aren't there a bunch of like arteries around that area?
You're looking at the colon and the intestines again, and you're looking at the major arteries going down into the legs.
Yeah.
How long has it been since you've been out?
So you got, as long as the major arteries aren't compromised, you're looking at horrific infection, but a decent chance if you beat the infection. So you're looking at that half-hour mark again to get to the hospital. If you hit the major artery on one of your legs, you're gonna pass out in about 45 seconds.
Is there, because obviously you can tourniquet a leg, but is there anything you can do if the artery gets hit in the pelvis area? Because I don't really think you can tourniquet a pelvis. Nope.
Nope.
No, all you can do is put pressure on it and pray. It's the same issue for the liver or the kidneys. It's basically put your knee on the hole and press down as hard as possible, or have somebody stand on you. And then pray to God that medical attention is going to get to you in time.
I did a training class a couple years ago. It was a March training class, and they had one of those dummies that would spurt blood.
Oh yeah.
And the guy showed us what it's like if somebody gets hit in one of those major arteries in the pelvis. And by the time there was these two girls that were the first ones on, and by the time they managed to control the bleeding enough, the patient was 100% fucked across the board. They were going to die. And they were literally covered from tits to fucking ass in fucking blood, in fake blood.
If the femoral artery gets covered, it's you got what is it, about 10 pints of blood in the body, if I remember correctly?
Yeah.
So. And if the femoral artery, and I'm mispronouncing that, femoral artery. Yeah, the femoral artery gets completely severed, you'll lose 8 in about 40 seconds.
Sounds about right.
It will come out of you like a garden hose.
How about if it's just ruptured instead of completely severed?
You got about twice the amount of time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I will. Okay. So here's the thing. There's actually a really, really, really good example of this in the movie Black Hawk Down. Because in one of the guys gets hit in the pelvic bowl, it doesn't sever, but it ruptures the artery, and they have to go in and clamp it. Yep. The guy manages to pull through simply because they ended up causing him to pass out in shock from forcing it.
Yeah, that does happen. You shove your finger in there and pray you can find where it happened. Shove a finger or two, and it causes so much pain, people pass out from shock. And when that happens, the heart slows down.
Yeah.
It's the only way to save people that have gotten hit in that spot.
In such a situation, could you use something like Quick Clot to save them?
So
no, not really, because what you're dealing with is internal damage, deep internal damage. So you have to find a way to block the artery from having any blood go through it, which is where tourniquets come into play. Because you're putting that thing on so tight, the person is screaming in pain. Because you're stopping all blood flow from going past the tourniquet. Quick Clot is topical for the most part. I mean, you can get a little bit inside, but it's basically topical, and it causes chemical burns, and which shuts everything around it down. You're basically...
So real quick, I do need to bring up there are certain products. So there are two Quick Clot products. There is the external products, which are like extreme Quick Clot, which that shit you don't want getting into you.
Yeah. Because
if it gets into you, it's actually going to cause, what are those called again? Where blood congeals together, can give you a stroke. What are those called again?
Hematoma?
Hematoma. Yeah, hematoma. It can cause a hematoma. Then there's a lesser product that is actually formulated specifically to go into the body. And usually what it is, the Israelis actually developed this too, funny enough, where you stick it into a gunshot wound and you inject it, and basically it's like these small cotton balls.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. And then they expand with, like, they absorb the when they expand.
They expand to seal the wound.
All right.
Yeah, you want to know the really easy way of doing that? You get a maximum strength tampon, you shove it into the bullet wound, the bullet track, and then you put a seal on top of that.
So no. I'm sorry. I'm gonna push back on you on that one.
That's not going to deal with major blood loss, but it's going to slow everything down.
So the actual way, again, having done the March class that I did, I know how to get a bandage in there the way you're supposed to. There's specific rolls of gauze that are literally like fucking 10 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
That you're literally, you take a finger, you take the end of the gauze, you shove your fucking finger in there as deep as you can fucking go. Once it's up to the fucking knuckle, then you're good, and then you literally use your other hand to work the gauze in there and just keep shoving it down and down and down and down and down and down and down.
Yep.
That is the way.
As hard as possible.
Yeah, that's properly packing the wound.
Yep.
That shit is fucking horrendous to do on a dummy. I could not imagine how a real person feels when they're fucking getting it done to them. I can only fucking imagine.
Yeah. Question: are there any emergency first aid situations where something like Quick Clot shines, or is it something that's not really that useful?
Yes.
What sort of situations would
laceration?
Big lacerations.
Yeah, lacerations.
I see.
Because you're basically using it as a chemical sealant It
Okay. Well, here's the
think
thing.
of thermites.
Here's what you do. Basically they're like large butterfly band-aids. Think of them like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever used a proper butterfly band-aid,
Yes.
you pull the wound shut, and then you have this quick clot patch that you can put on top of the wound directly, and then you wrap it in a bandage. Now, if you have a quick clot bandage, then you can just use a quick clot bandage.
All right.
But the problem with using a quick clot bandage is it doesn't have as much quick clot in it. And you kind of want a lot of quick clot for this, because this is the best way to patch up a laceration. But yeah, quick clot excels in cuts, lacerations, abrasions, that kind of stuff.
I see.
That's where it excels.
Yeah. If you're dealing with punctures, it's basically a shit ton of pressure.
Yeah. And God forbid you're dealing with fuck, I forget what the term is whenever you have a dismemberment. God forbid you're dealing with dismemberment. At that point,
yeah, there's one way to deal with that is you use your fingers, your hand, to find the veins, pinch them off, physically pinch the veins closed, while somebody else puts a tourniquet on that limb. Oh. And that's the only chance you got.
Is there anything you can do short of like being on an operating table at a hospital if someone, rather than has a rupture but has some sort of artery completely severed?
Not unless you're able to pinch the vein off. Because you have to stop the blood flow. Otherwise, you're going to bleed out so fast, there's nothing anybody can do.
I see.
You have to stop the blood flow.
Yeah, no, dismemberment is. I've seen a dismemberment case. A dude. You guys know, you know how semi-trailers, they have their tandems,
Mm-hmm.
and how the tandems move on the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
A dude got his arm up in there, and the tandems moved.
Oh,
because they were locked up, and he was trying to get them loose, and then it shifted the trailer about 5 inches and severed his arm.
That's a level of Darwinism that he deserved.
I'm not going to completely disagree with you. But what ended up happening is literally the only thing that saved him was just that. People getting, and it severed his arm right below the elbow.
Oh, he got lucky.
Yeah, right below the elbow, I'd say about 3 inches.
Damn.
And the whole situation was literally pinch it, tourniquet, and luckily somebody actually had a fucking proper cat tourniquet rather than fucking trying to put a belt on that shit or something. And then they were like, okay, how do we get the fucking arm out of there? Because we need to get that on fucking ice.
Yeah.
And they managed to do it. Now his trailer didn't survive, but they managed to get it out.
Right, so
Yeah.
So it was a clean enough slice that they could actually think of attempting to reattach the arm.
It was not clean by any fucking metric. It's just Cleveland Clinic is pretty good at what they do.
Cleveland Clinic is one of the best in the world. To find better than that, you have to go to dedicated military hospitals. And the reason they're better than Cleveland Clinic is because the military sends their doctors to the Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah, Cleveland Clinic is amazing. everybody's like, oh, what does Ohio have? Well, motherfuckers, to inform you, we have the best clinic or the best hospital in the fucking world. So go fuck yourselves.
They have one of the best level 5 trauma centers in the world.
And one of the best cancer centers in the world as well.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Funny enough, here's the fucked up part about cancer as well. Just because I thought about this, because we're talking about Cleveland Clinic. Do you know why people have such a hard time with chemo?
Right.
There's a lot of reasons.
The reason why people have such a hard time with chemo is because they do not have the $140,000 to send it to a Swiss lab. Because, and Cleveland Clinic is working on expanding their testing facilities because of this. They've managed to get the costs down. If I remember correctly, 10 years ago, they were their testing for this costs about $220,000. They've gotten it down to about equivalent with the Swiss. And what it is that they can actually take blood samples and figure out which chemo works best for you.
Interesting.
And it has a really, really high success rate where people, because remember, there's like 140 or something like that different chemos in the world. And the process that makes chemotherapy so brutal for most people is them testing which ones work best for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because do you notice how the uber rich, whenever they get cancer, they go into chemotherapy and they seem like they don't have any problems? It's because they get tested and then they know which chemo to use, and then they use the chemo and it barely affects their bodies. Still kicks their ass a little bit, but that's chemo for you. But yeah, no. Cleveland Clinic did successfully reattach the guy's brain, by the way.
That's
Yeah,
good.
but yeah, if you ever see something like that, look for the spot that's spurting out like a fire hose and grab it with your thumb and forefinger in the flat of your forefinger and just pinch as hard as possible. And maybe you'll get lucky.
Good advice.
And then pray somebody has a tourniquet around. And when you put a tourniquet on, don't stop when it gets tight. When it gets tight, then you really start turning and cranking it down.
Mm-hmm.
So the person that you're putting it on starts screaming in agony. That's when you know you're about right. Because you have to compress everything so much.
No, my favorite situation overall was when fucking when I was doing that March class, the the guy who was running the class, referencing the two females that were in the class at the time. Mind you, these are two trained paramedics.
I figured.
They were doing continuing education requirements.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Dark Angel, if you don't know, great crew of guys.
I was wondering, yeah, Dark Angel Medical is excellent.
What is Dark Angel?
It's a medical supply / training company, and the group of guys that run it, like, they are like hardcore about actually teaching shit to people. They don't do the typical like Red Cross or American Heart Association shit. They're like, no, we're gonna teach you real life fucking situations on how to save people.
Isn't one of their original founders a former pararescue jumper?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep. He was a fucking PJ. But no, he used it. Mind you, she's covered in blood still, so it's great. He brings her up and he starts putting on the tourniquet, and he asks her to tell him when it's cranked fully, and gets to a point, and then she's like, "Yeah, no, that's about what I would do for it." And he's like, "Okay, that's cute." And then he proceeds to crank it 5 more times. The look on her face as she is writhing in pain, and he's like, "Now the tourniquet is successfully applied." And I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Oh, brother, I hope I never have to put one of these on myself."
Yeah, it's not uncommon for when a tourniquet is put on properly, that the person that you're putting it on passes out from pain.
Damn.
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's
that
kind of the
bad?
good metric to go with.
Huh.
And then you've got the urban myth that I absolutely hate, is that if you put it on, you're going to lose the limb. No. You can actually leave a tourniquet on for several hours.
Yep.
Actually, funny enough, do you know why that myth persists?
Not off my head anymore.
Because there is a problem with legs. Do you know what happens?
What's coming to mind, and I don't remember if it's correct or not, but it's actually nerve damage from the amount of pressure that you have to use.
Nope. It's the bone.
Yeah, that sort of makes sense.
What happens with the bone?
Because remember, your muscles are under tension. Well, what happens if the femur gets blown apart? All of a sudden, those muscles start twisting and contorting different ways that they're not supposed to.
Right.
And that can cause you to lose a limb if you only apply a tourniquet. That's why there's actually a rig that you're supposed to basically, it's supposed to be screwed into the bone in order to properly set the bone. This is where you get that whole, that metal contraption. But there are ones for in the field where literally they straighten out the leg as much as they fucking can, and then they strap it onto you to keep the leg straight to prevent your leg from twisting itself and basically just ripping itself apart. That's why the myth about tourniquets and losing limbs is a thing, is because most people, if they get hit in the leg and it blows the femur, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you lost your limb because of the No, you didn't lose it because of the tourniquet. You lost it because of the muscles. Because the muscles did exactly what the muscles are going to do, and that is contract and move around.
Right.
And you do not want to see what that looks like in like a there's examples of it that they've done with like MRIs and shit like that, where they can't, they have to have the plastic frames inside the machine. They can't have the metal frames. The metal frames are the sturdy ones. They have to use a plastic frame for the leg, and you can watch the muscles trying to twist as they are doing MRIs and shit like that.
Interesting. So, on that topic, question for you both. If either of you had to be shot, where would you take the bullet? Where would you want to take the bullet?
Arm.
Yeah.
Arm. Arm.
Either or below the knee. But if you get shot below the knee, there's a pretty good chance you're going to lose that part of your limb.
Oh, really?
It'll hit the bone. Unless you get lucky and it goes in the calf.
Yeah, if you get shot
Yeah,
in the
no,
knee...
In the arm.
If you get shot
Because
in the
remember, your arm muscles aren't as strong as your leg muscles, and so even if the bone, Fuck, what's that bone called again?
It depends.
In the arm or the leg?
Arm.
The humerus?
Yeah, the big one at the top, not the two in the forearm. I'm talking the big one.
Yeah, isn't that the humerus?
It might be. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But the point is even if you hit that, your biceps aren't nearly as strong as your fucking glutes or your hamstrings or whatever. And so there's actually less likely to be the risk of losing the limb from the muscles contorting. So yeah, no, fucking arm every single fucking day of the week.
Humerus, because the bones in the forearm are the fibia and tibia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So humerus, yes.
Yeah. Humerus.
Yeah, I would rather be hit anywhere in the arm rather than the fucking leg, because here's the thing is there's a lot of things that like to go squirt in the leg too, and it's just like nope, hit me in the fucking goddamn arm.
Well,
it's gonna hurt like a son of a bitch, but I'll deal with it.
Yeah, well, there's always the fun one of getting shot in the meat of the ass.
Oh god!
From the side.
Yes.
Oh god!
I got a piece of a 22 in my ass.
Yeah. Being shot in the ass is probably the best for having a funny story.
If you want to hear really good stories about that, watch Band of Brothers.
Were people actually getting shot in the ass?
Yeah, regularly. There's one of the guys from Easy Company that got shot in the ass 3 times in Europe.
Damn.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. Most people don't realize this. One of the most common combat injuries is getting shot in the ass.
Why is that?
It's big, fleshy, and unarmored. And grown, it's the part that sticks up the highest.
Well, not just that, but also when do you most often get hit? When you're moving.
Yeah, good point.
There's the funniest part about it is that more commonly you're more likely to get hit when moving than standing still, because generally speaking, when you're standing still, you're taking cover.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming, is it fair to say that ass shots are probably not very, like, that's not a place where you get shot where it'll immobilize you. Like, you can probably keep going after being shot in the ass.
Oh yeah, especially if it's something like from the side or whatever.
Yeah. That's the one that you want.
Yeah.
That's the one that you want if you have to get shot. That's what ended up happening to me.
Was it an interesting story?
Not really. It was a ricochet off of something else.
Oh.
So I got really lucky.
Was it a ricochet from what you shot, or was someone else shot?
Somebody else. It bounced off a rock a lot closer than it should have been.
I see.
And I was standing off to the side. I mean, behind the shooter, but off to the side. And it just came back. No, the interesting story I have is when I got shot with a 308 in a chest plate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I even want to know?
I thought I told you about this one.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, I was up there. Shit, this must have been 15 years ago now, almost 20. Yeah, I was up with a couple buddies up north near the UP, but not into the UP. And we were out in a field, and one of the guys had an M1A. And it was supposed to be a cold range, because we were walking back to one of the vehicles to take a break and just look over everything, because we were doing some testing. And he stepped in a gopher hole. Yeah,
Oh my
his
God.
rifle was not unloaded.
Oh my God.
And I took a 308 into a chest plate from about 10 feet away.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, that was 3 broken ribs.
nice.
And I was able to get back up, took the rifle from him, unload it, and then club him over the head.
Probably the correct response.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a full power 308 round.
How painful is getting shot with a 308 in the chest?
Have you ever had a broken rib?
No.
Yeah, you don't want one.
Good to know.
Think about getting somebody with a sledgehammer and swinging it full power into your chest.
Damn.
It knocked me on my ass.
So gentlemen, real quick, I didn't catch this because I thought I was following Stephen Miller, but apparently I'm not. And I can't because I'm unfortunately locked right now. For years, the United States operated as a reverse empire, using its military to enrich foreign nations and foreign people, sacrificing our wealth, security, and sovereignty for the sole benefit and advancement of those beyond our borders. All we got in return were migrants, no more. America's might will secure America's rights. America's military will defend America's destiny, for Americans first and always. Oh, Lordy Lord.
Good old Stephen.
You guys, you guys realize what that's signaling, right?
I think so.
That's going to be yeah, that's straight up saying like, hey, you guys are cool to you're cool to try to resist, but you're not gonna resist long. Oh Lord.
All right. Well, I think that is as good of a time as any to end this episode. As we've now.
Oh, God.
Oh Lord, I honestly forgot. I was enjoying the conversation so much, I honestly forgot we were recording.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, Trump's address was a bit too short for an episode, so I kept going to make it at least to 2 hours.
Yeah, but honestly speaking, like, do you guys realize what that was? That was him. Like, you guys wanted him to do messaging. Well, he's doing messaging now.
Yes, this is true.
It's like, yeah, you want to know what the economy's doing? The economy's doing fucking great. It's just we're having to reverse the problems, and so there's going to be moments where it's going to hiccup as we reverse them. And you know what? You're going to have to fucking suck it up because we got better shit to do.
Yes.
Anyways, you guys have a good one.
All right.
too.
Take care and see you next week.
See y'all later.